Hello everyone, welcome back to the Movie Reviewers 100. My name is Scott, also known as CineRam. My internet is down at the moment. I believe this is due to some construction around my building. Perhaps a cable was cut. Ordinarily, I would be supplied with some basic information about the film that I'm talking about. Unfortunately, I don't have access to that information at the moment. I'm going to be posting this video after going to an internet cafe and uploading the video to one of the terminals there. However, without internet access at home, I'm unable to obtain some of the information that we need for the video because I need to make the video first. So, I hope you understand my predicament. The film I'm reviewing is based on the novel by Franz Kafka. It was written and directed by Orson Welles and stars Anthony Perkins, who shares the same birthday as me. Our theme this week is Birthday Mates, which is something that we're going to be doing throughout the year. In February, EJ, aka Puckpon007, had a birthday. And so we reviewed films that either starred or were directed by people that shared the same birthday as him. My birthday is April 4th, and I share a birthday with Anthony Perkins, as well as a few other people. Earlier this week, Big Al 1982 reviewed V for Vendetta, which stars Hugo Weaving. EJ reviewed Enemy of the State, which co-starred Barry Pepper, and Ray reviewed The Slums of Beverly Hills, which starred Natasha Lyonne. All these people were born on April 4th. The Trial, I am afraid I couldn't tell you exactly what year it was released. I'm afraid I couldn't tell you the names of most of the actors in the film. I recognized one of them during the credits, although since the credits were read aloud by Orson Welles, he didn't indicate who played which characters. The name I recognized was Romy Schneider. I believe that she played the nurse to the character that Orson Welles plays in the film, but of course I can't be sure of that without checking. I'm afraid I'm a bit of a loss for information at this time. The story of The Trial involves the main character, Joseph K. He's known simply as Joseph K. He's a man who basically lives in a tenement house and works at an office. But as the film begins, some authority figures enter his residence and tell him that he's under arrest. But not before basically double-talking him quite a bit and allowing him to implicate himself with a lot of innocuous statements that they turn into accusations or aspersions on his character or the character of people who he knows or associates with. It's a very frustrating experience for him, and I believe meant to be for the viewer as well. And this is typical of this film in that there is a whole lot of basically double talk and misleading information. Runaround is given on various occasions. He's never told what he's accused of, if he is in fact accused of anything. He's told that he's accused, and he's told that he's under arrest, but the nature of his crime and how he might go about defending himself, or being convicted for that matter, is never ever made clear at any point. What's also unclear is exactly where this story is located. It could be America. Anthony Perkins speaks with an American accent, as does a few other characters in the movie, but it's quite unclear. It could be sort of a city. It seems like sort of an industrial area, but there's so many of the locations in the film seem to be underdeveloped or in an advanced state of decay. Every single building that Anthony Perkins' character enters seems to be based on a maze of some kind, except of course his office and his apartment building. Every single place that he visits is very dark and ominous and contains numerous corridors and doorways leading who knows where. And if they aren't big open empty spaces, they're cluttered with large amounts of just stuff lying around. Huge bundles of paper, pieces of furniture that aren't in use, statues, other artifacts, what have you. It's a very dark, confusing experience for everyone involved, especially Anthony Perkins, seeing as how he is so new to all this. The advocate is basically sort of like his lawyer. Played by Orson Welles, he basically says, that he is the one who will guide him through the case. But he doesn't do this. He doesn't do much of anything except keep Anthony Perkins in the dark. And there's a key scene in the film in which Anthony Perkins watches as Orson Welles allows another one of his clients to see him, and he berates him and treats him very, very badly and basically humiliates him. And this guy apparently has been the advocate's client for decades and is no closer to having his case resolved now than he was at the very beginning. Now, I was a little surprised when I saw it this time around because I'd seen it once before, but I didn't remember just how ballsy Joseph K. was at certain points. Anthony Perkins always comes across to me as sort of a very unassuming guy. You know, just not an aggressive character. But in this film, he's actually quite aggressive on a number of occasions, expressing outrage at the whole sham of the situation, and gives some, gives as good as he gets. In fact, he shows more life and aggression towards anyone than anyone shows him in the film, if you understand what I mean. A lot of the environments are very surreal. There's a lot of really strange characters just kind of lurking around. At one point, he enters a building that has a whole bunch of basically elderly people in front of it wearing signs around their necks with numbers on them for no apparent reason. I'm not sure how much of this is in the actual book because, of course, I've never read it. But it's an unsettling experience, that's for sure. I've only seen a small number of Orson Welles pictures. Citizen Kane, of course, is one of them, and perhaps one other one. I've seen his documentary F for Fake, which is the last film that he made. But yeah, there's plenty of Orson Welles yet to be explored by me, as is true with a lot of auteurs of the older generations of cinema. But I do enjoy this film, and I'm glad I got to see it again. I also took a look at a couple other films that had sort of birthday connections with me, two of which were by the children of famous directors. Jennifer Lynch, of course, is the director of Boxing Helena. She is David Lynch's daughter. Boxing Helena is a bit of an infamous film and not very good, so instead I looked at one of her more recent pictures called Surveillance, which is about couple of killers, masked killers, and then FBI agents played by Bill Pullman and Julia Ormond come in to investigate the crime and question people at the scene in this rural American setting. It's a kind of a slow-going movie. Everything takes a really long time to get to the good stuff. But overall, I think it's pretty decent. The other film I saw was by David Cronenberg's son. I believe that's Brandon Cronenberg, but again, since I don't have internet right now, I can't check on that. That movie, it takes place, the movie's called Antiviral. It takes place at one of those sort of slightly askew Cronenberg-type universes like Videodrome or, what's the other one I'm thinking of? Came out in '99. Existence, right, excuse me. I'm trying to think of, no, it's not Byzantium. It's Existence. Byzantium is Neil Jordan. People basically are so obsessed with celebrity in this film that they will pay money to either contract the diseases and viruses that famous people have acquired, or they will pay, and this is really weird, they'll pay to purchase meat that was grown from celebrities' DNA. In other words, they'll take a sample of a famous person's DNA and grow basically muscle tissue from it and cut it into slabs and then sell it as steaks and people eat it. There was some blood in that movie, but mostly it's the ideas that movie had was very disgusting. I don't know the name of the lead actor, I'm afraid. He's a guy who works for one of those companies that does that kind of thing. Malcolm McDowell's in this movie, but one of the actresses in it is Sarah Gadon, I believe that her name is pronounced, or it's Gadon, something like that. She was also born on April 4th, and Jennifer Lynch was born on April 4th, same as me. I didn't think too much of that movie. It was a little bit too overly stylized as far as the production design. A lot of very like all white spaces. For some reason, the main character lives in an all white apartment, and he works in an all white office. It was a little, bleh. But yeah, again, it was just just a really sort of revolting experience, the whole thing. There was someone actually on YouTube who was encouraging me to see that movie for many years, or at least the last couple, after it was released. I finally got around to see it. Again, I'm sorry that I don't have more information about it, but I don't have that information at my fingertips right now, I'm afraid. I also learned that Elmer Bernstein had the same birthday as me. Elmer Bernstein is a composer of film music. I decided to look at a film of his called The Grifters. A film that he scored called The Grifters had John Cusack, Angelica Houston, and Annette Bening in it. It's about con artists. I always like movies about con artists, and that's a very good one. It was directed by Stephen Frears. Also, J.T. Walsh was in that picture. And there was one other one as well. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention that Craig T. Nelson shares my birthday as well. And he, of course, has appeared in lots of films, but most notably, he played Mr. Incredible. He did the voice of Mr. Incredible in the Pixar film The Incredibles, directed by Brad Bird, one of the very best Pixar movies that I've seen. That is a solid recommendation for me. So, if you're looking for movies involving people that were born in the same day as me, The Trial is a very good one, and so is The Incredibles. So those are the two I'd recommend. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. Sorry I'm insufficiently equipped information-wise for this particular video. Hopefully this will all be resolved by next week. Appreciate you watching. And if, of course, you're watching on YouTube, come on over to our Facebook page. The link is in the description below to comment, suggest other themes that we can do. We do a lot of actors, actresses, directors, and genres or other quirks of story or what have you. So we're open to those kinds of ideas. Thanks very much. See you again soon. Bye.